Good news. I managed to solve the cipher. um, I tried to document my process here. I'll see if I can go over it. So my first approach was just to look for patterns among the words themselves. I started by grouping them by just words that seemed like they could be related. Like there's a bunch of body parts and animals or living things, like that kind of thing. But okay, nothing obvious there. And then maybe I sorted them by just the letters, and I tried grouping them by ones that had common letters. None of that was really seeming to go anywhere. So I took a step back and I tried to think about it in terms of um like trying to come up with a cipher like this. So this was sort of my thought process here. Is I was thinking maybe there could be something with the positions of the words. Each word is an even number of letters. Maybe if you like took two letters from each word, and maybe there's some sort of like shifting around that could lead to something interesting. And let's see, I just kind of trying to think logically a little bit here. The final message was probably not going to be all four-letter words, just because it's very restrictive. It just didn't seem like a very likely thing. So I was wondering, maybe the letters are probably just like moved or remapped. That's kind of how most ciphers that I'm familiar with. Okay, I'm not really familiar with ciphers in general, but that's kind of how it often works. So like one assumption would be, all the letters seen here are all the letters in the final message. So, if we started with some 100 letter message, 100 letters, right? Yeah, because 25 times 4. If you had a 100 letter message, how could you come up with some scheme to rearrange it into this sort of format? The issue with that is that all 4-letter words are real words. So if you just took any 100 letter message, there's no guarantee that you could just rearrange it into something like this and have every word be a real word. Not without doing some extra shenanigans that would, I think, make it hard to be reversible. So that doesn't quite seem right. Yeah, then I was kind of thinking, continuing the thought about that this goes to real words. That kind of seemed like an important detail for this. So, let's see. Yeah, okay. So I was thinking, like, there's a cipher we're looking for. Is it able to turn any message into a grid or just a series of 4-letter words? And the only thing I could think of was that it might operate at the word level rather than on individual letters. Though the one issue I had with that was that there's only one word that's repeated, which means that if it was like one letter per word, then you have, in this case, you'd have basically the whole alphabet here, which you can't do much with. But continuing on this thought, you have a 25-letter message instead of a 100-letter message, which I think makes a little more sense in terms of the message length. And then an example of how I thought something like that could work is if you represent each letter is represented by a 4-letter word, like that's fine. One way you could do that is if you take the alphabet position of each letter and then just add them up, you get some number that's going to be greater than 26, of course, but you could just wrap it around. And this is an example of how that would work. If you take the pigs, which was the first word, and you map it to the alphabet, you get 16, 9, 7, 19, which goes to 51, and then mod 26 gets you the letter Y. So the word pigs would map to the letter Y. The advantage that this has is it solves this issue of the words not being repeated, because you could potentially have multiple words mapped to the same letter. But as immediately after I did this, I realized, hey, wait, we have 4 numbers here. Where else are 4 numbers important? And that's in the numeric cores. And this just seemed like too perfect. So I decided to go with that instead. And that I was pretty much certain that was what the case was after realizing that. It made so much sense. Lore-wise, I'm wondering if Simon and Herbert even knew about the concept of numeric cores, and if they didn't, that might be why they were never able to solve it. Because if you don't know this, there's like no way you're gonna be able to come up with that given just this. Anyway, so yeah, so I was confident enough that I just decided to write a little Python script because I like having an excuse to write little Python scripts to do this decoding for me. And it's pretty short. I'm just going to go through it real quick. There's a couple of methods to go between letters and numbers. And this just does the brute force, try every combination of the math operations, and then grabs the smallest integer. This does assume some things that apparently are safe to assume, so it works. There's the message. This just maps each word into the core. So this finds the core of each word, where for each word, each letter in the word is a number, which is its position in the alphabet. And I checked this first, just kind of a sanity check. Every number is in the range of 26, which is perfect. So the obvious thing to do is just convert that back into letters. And look at that. We have something that makes sense. Well, we have words that make sense individually. Stillwater tints blank books. So there we go. Pretty confident that's the solution. It makes a lot of sense. So that was fun. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Fun to figure out. Wasn't too hard. I feel a little bit redeemed after struggling on a lot of the easier stuff that took me way longer than it should have. Now, for what this refers to, I think I was spoiled a little bit. It was a little while ago, and I kind of didn't really think much of it because it didn't really make sense to me at the time, so I kind of just ignored it and moved on. But this hint here reminded me of that, and I think that this is related. And I think that is that you can do something to I think one of the books in the secret passage. I'm okay getting having a little bit more of a hint or direction for that aspect of it, because this was the interesting part for me anyway. And I probably would have figured this out regardless. So Stillwater tints blank books. I don't know specifically what this refers to for sure. My suspicion, the only thing I can think of, is that I need the watering can. And somehow the watering can can interact with some books or a book. And it might be that it works on more than just the secret passage. I don't know. It could be that my idea about the bookshop could also apply. So I'm tempted to try that as well, although that is a lot harder to try with how difficult it can be to get the bookshop to come up and how rare the watering can is. Getting both the watering can and the bookshop would be potentially tricky. And I got to recheck as outer rooms too, in case that's important. So my next steps, I think, are to acquire the watering can. Stick that in the code check, so we have that going forward. Because I don't know what else Stillwater could be referred to. You can't pick up any books and like throw them in water. I got to bring the water to the books, I think. Pretty sure that there aren't any books that I can pick up and take somewhere. And the only way I know to move water is with the watering can. It could be something to have to do with the pump room, I suppose, but that seems unlikely. So I'm just going to go on this idea that I just need the watering can. That seems the simplest thing. And how do I get that? I think I can get it from the tool shed. The best way is from the greenhouse. The trading post. Is it possible to get the watering can to show up in the trading post? I've never seen the watering can offered for as long as I've been recording these. Unless I just didn't record it. Wait, I've never even tried trading the watering can. Oh. Or the telescope, really? That's kind of surprising. I never got around to that. Okay. Well, So I don't think I can use the trading post to get the watering can, but I guess I'll still take the trading post. It's not a bad room to have here. Oh, I haven't tried the scepter, have I? Haha. Oh, you can't. Okay. Yeah, I figured. All right. Yeah, so watering can. We can get lucky. Find it somewhere else, I think. The lost and found might be a good one. I do risk losing items that way, though. So I think the greenhouse, that's the one. The greenhouse is the way to go. I can use the banner of the king to help, but I think I'm going to hold off for just a little bit on activating that. Grab some keys. 8 minus 6, 2, 6, 1. 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. And I forget. Does that just flip to positive 2? And then 4. And then 1/2 is 5/25, and then 5. Yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. Oh, that's actually not a bad one in this case, but I'm gonna grab this instead. I'm gonna pass on the conservatory. I need the coat check. And the greenhouse does require 1 gem, I think, right? Go ahead and grab the workshop to keep going north there. Let me double check. Actually, let me double check in-game in case any difference there. Yeah, one gem. Okay. Yeah, I guess I have the gem already, so I can just keep going north. Wasting steps. Oh well. Patio. I should probably take it just to get it out of the pool. Except it costs a gem. And it's also a waste of its ability. Okay, we're gonna take storeroom then. Let's go back down to the beginning. Might as well grab the study out of these choices. I think that's fine. Get a map. I think that's right above the storeroom. So I don't have any ideas for what other rooms might actually have something interesting to dig up. I feel like probably I have everything. Oh, I need to try the telescope in the trading post. Might as well grab this. Crafting studio, I have rare, and I think that's fine. Rumpus room. Maybe I should make this one less common. Maybe I like having this one common. Leads to the library, which leads to the bookshop. And I'm not gonna look through my other plans to see if I want to reset anything. Even though I probably should do that. Yeah, okay, I gotta redraw. Or no, I gotta observatory. I don't want to redraw. Telescope. That was 2 different sets of constellations, right? I feel like I've never seen that. Like, this does confirm, I guess, at a point, it's just kind of there's some sort of randomness involved, not purely based on the number of stars. And I'm at 201. Okay. It's probably maybe it's just above 200 then, where it's like that. Oh, I don't have a blessing anymore. And all of these are dead ends. Jeez. That's not good. I should just redraw then. I mean, another observatory is not a bad idea. The other 2 are dead ends. Yeah, even more gems. Right. Okay. I need to be looking for. There are a lot of other rooms have books. I don't know what's defined as a blank book. Although I looked back over my recording of being in the secret passage, and all the books except for the ones you pull, I think are all kind of a shade of gray. That might be what it means. I don't have a shovel. Courtyard. Sounds good to me. And getting lucky is good, since I'm looking for an item. I think I'm going to go back to the cloister before drafting north of the courtyard. For more chances at drafting other green rooms first. Things like the solarium. Normally I'd prefer, I think, like a hallway because of the doorways, but I'm going to go ahead and take this. All right, more luck. Hopefully that luck leads to the watering can. So I know other items can show up there instead. Perfect. We got 2 items even. Holy smokes. Okay, and I don't know if I need to save the watering can's capacity, so I'm going to not use the watering can in case that's important. Oh, 3 items. Holy smokes. And I could use the broken lever if I wanted to, but I don't think there's any reason to do that. Where do I want to proceed from first? Go back to the den. Bit of a walk. Let's just go from the aquarium. Okay, so now all I need is somewhere with blank books that I can see if this interacts with. Probably the secret passage. Let's see, try for the bookshop if I can, but I don't have any way to influence that. Actually, there is a way. It's the hall pass, right? That. Okay, but the hall pass is also a rare one. Okay, anyway, what am I grabbing here? I would love to have the commissary. We're going to take vestibule. See if I can connect back down to the den. Little bit early and awkward for the dining room, but I don't hate it. I mean, chapel's not bad either. I'll just take the chapel. I'll save the dining room for a better position. Okay, wow, so many items. The metal detector increases chance of finding items as well. We're kind of stacked for items. Okay, maybe worth the commissary. I don't need to connect back to the den. There's a little bit of a shorter path back to the coat check that way, but it's most likely that I'm going to end up going through the foundation anyway. So I don't think I need to worry about backtracking to the coat check from inside the house. Okay, well, I have a lot of gems. I wonder if I should just start spending some gems just to do some redraws, just to get things going. I can go for the Nook. Library. And I don't have a way of rotating is the problem, which means the library could show up in an unfavorable rotation. Is it worth even trying? Or just gift shop from the doorway? I don't need the door to the right, though. I have the vestibule there. Let's go ahead and do this. Any other blank books in here? Based on the minor spoiler, maybe it's a major spoiler that I have, I guess the watering can turns one of the books in the... It tints books blue, I guess? And maybe it only applies... Oh yeah, see, it's the wrong rotation. Maybe it only applies to the secret passage. If I redraw, can I get a potential different orientation for the library? Oh, the dovecoat works. I'm not going to hold out. Maybe I should hold out on a hall pass since I have... Oh, treasure map. Since I have... higher chance at items. Maybe there's a good chance of finding the hall pass. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, I should check this off my list just to be consistent here. This is the library, which is no, it doesn't tell me the number there. 27. Okay, that should be somewhere over here. Oh, hold on. I guess it's better if I do this. Align it vertically. And then I don't have a good way to align horizontal. All right, good enough. Any blank books in here? Yeah, books of... I guess these are blank books. Ah. Would be interesting if these books could be interacted with somehow, hinted into something, but I don't know what that would do in this context. Surely blank books is most easily interpreted as referring to these. It could be Stillwater refers to something else. Maybe I need to fill it up in the kitchen first. Specifically, but that seems weird. None of these books, I think, could be interpreted as being blank. Yeah, in fact, I had forgotten about the books in the library, and now seeing that, it's hard to imagine blank books referring to anything else. I think the books here are the only ones that are actually blank on the inside that we know of. But it could be referring just to the color of the cover. We're going to save that. Hold out for a hall pass, because why not? Hey! Okay. Let's see what's going on here, if this is what's going on. So yeah, everything's like a shade of gray except for these. But maybe with the watering can I can do something? I don't know what else Stillwater would be referring to. It can't be on the same shelf, right? Because it's going to be too easy to overlap with these. Okay, it's not as simple as that, it seems. Hmm. Nothing in between? Okay, I'm not really sure then. Okay, well, it's okay. I'm going to just keep going. What do I want to do here? I could go for Lost and Found. Risky. Let's try it. It's risky for several reasons. See, nothing changed after opening it, right? Oh, repellent and some dice. Okay, but I don't think I need to use the repellent for anything. Let me think. Do I want to go all the way back to the foundation? I think so. It could be I need to use the kitchen. Refill. Let me use it once. I don't know if I have to use it to be able to refill it at the kitchen. Do I even have the water going to the kitchen? I don't remember where I left it off. All right, before going to the foundation, let's double check these items in the trading post. Card, lever, treasure map. Oh, that works. Go ahead and do that. Watering can for prism key. All right. In this case, I think just go back to the library. Because let me think. Is there? I could go drafting more. First, okay, 57 steps. I will be looking to take the kitchen, and I still have kitchen and dining room up for grabs. I think it would be a bit better of me to go to the foundation and draft as much as I can before attempting the library, just to be sure. I don't know how much the hall pass affects the probability of pulling the book shop. It might be likely enough that I can just go there and redraw a few times with my gems and get it just fine. But I'd rather not risk the uncertainty. Let's just make things as likely as possible. Any books down here? Would have been smart to trade one of the items for the battery so I can grab like the jackhammer or something, but I don't think I really need it, so I'm not going to bother. Kind of need to go north. Okay, this gets me north. I don't think I need this anymore. Not today at least, until I find another blue sealed door. I'll just take the conference room. Whoa. What am I being blind to? Oh, it's tucked away under one of the chairs. Secret garden? Can I put the secret garden in the corner? Nope. Okay. I think I've tried that before. I don't really need this. I'm gonna do it anyway. Top statement on my box is true. Gems are not in this box. Exactly 2 statements with the word true or false. The gems are not in this box. Both statements on the white box are true. Both statements on this box are true. Okay, there's no way I have the mental capacity to do this right now without writing it out. All right, where do I start? We have a couple statements about gems. They both say the same thing on different boxes. What if I put the what if I put the gems here? This would make the gems not in this box true for both of those. Which would require that both of these statements are false. Both statements on the white box are true. It's false, which forces this to be false. Both statements on this box are true is false, so that's just fine. This forces this statement to be true. Do we have any inconsistencies now? Exactly 2 statements with the word true are false. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, that statement is false. That's fine. The top statement on the white box is true. That does not work. Therefore, the gems cannot be in the black box. The gems are not in this box is now false. The gems are not in this box is true. Both statements on the white box are true is false. Both statements on this box are true is false. This forces this statement to be true. The top statement on the white box is true. Exactly two true statements. Two statements with the word true are false. These two both have true and are false. And I think that is exactly two. Okay, let's do one more double check here. Top statement is true. Okay. Gems are not in this box is true. We have two true. Here's our two false. Exactly two statements with the word true or false with the word true. Yeah. The gems are not in this box is false. Both statements on the white box true is false. Both statements on this box are true is false. I'm going to say that this works, and I'm just going to go for it. Okay, actually, before I forget, I'm just going to go ahead and clean this up. Should be that. Yeah, these three. Okay, good on steps. At least good enough. Should be. A veranda I don't care about. Observatory it's good. With my goal of getting the book shop at the library, I should have a doorway at the south square here, but it would be better to draft that first, and the hallway would let me do that. The showroom is very good, though. I'm going to take the hallway. And I'm going to put here. Well, I don't really care about any of these. I could redraw. I don't know what I'm looking for, though. Right. Hall pass has advantage for that. I'm going to take this. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, did anything change when I drafted that? I don't think so. What about stepping in? No. We get 3 keys, and I have 3 bedrooms. This must be the servants' quarters. I would prefer a room that goes straight ahead. Preferably one that does not cost me all of my gems. I need to be able to go south. I don't want to have to go through the lost and found. I guess the kennel would be the one that makes that work out of these choices, but I'm going to go ahead and redraw. I guess casino's fine. Yeah, let's do that. There's max wager. Why not? Bummer. Mechanarium. How many do I have? I only see one. So that's not great. I guess I could just take Rotunda. Covers all the directions. Not sure the repellent really has any use unless I wanted to move the foundation. I should keep checking for books in other rooms. Just in case there's some other book that could be considered blank. Secret Garden? It doesn't hurt. Conference room is up by the foundation. I'm not going to need those extra steps, though. I don't think I'm going to need the antechamber, but let's just go ahead and do it. Do I care enough to go through this? No, I'm going to have enough steps that I can come back and do this if I really need it. I think I want something that goes straight. I'll just take this. Not bother with my free redraw. Three straight rooms. Kind of need, well, what do I need? I don't really know, other than just taking out other rooms from the pool. I feel like I'm just stealing their money. Kind of funny. All right, I'm not gonna bother with remote stuff. I don't think it matters. There are a bunch of books in this room as well. Any that could be considered blank that might be tinted? Tintable? I don't think so. Wow. Good lockpicking. Almost all of the doors. That's the dead end, so this has to be the way through. Let's try. Let's just connect through the foundation. Might as well. Ooh, foyer. Hall pass. Yeah, they don't cost gems. Very nice. Okay. That's as much out of the pool as I can. I have only 8 redraws. There's 2 dice in the lost and found that I could grab. I can go to the trading post and probably get more dice just to be safe. Never did get the kitchen. I hope that's not important. Am I okay trading all this stuff? I don't think I'm going to need the sledgehammer anymore, right? I have a lot of keys if there are more trunks. Nice. Wait, did I already dig this up? I did. It was the library. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I don't think not all of these are going to be able to go to dice. 13 reroll dice. This should be plenty. I hope. I've got the stars as backup. I just don't want to have to use the stars if I don't have to. Okay, how do I get back to the library? I have to go around to the right side. I'll be kind of surprised if this works. Okay, yeah. Almost guaranteed bookshop, perhaps. Sweet. Hmm. None of these books, except maybe this one, are ones that I would consider blank. All right. Well, I guess that's it. What next? Did I try I think I did try the bookshop as an outer room. I could check my notes. Okay, I want to try the secret passage as an outer room with the watering can. In case somehow that makes it different. Though I feel like I'm missing something else in this puzzle. Interesting. The bookshop kind of has a sound in it. Very quiet here. It doesn't really change volume anywhere in the room. Kind of sounds like, I don't know, ventilation or something. I don't know if I really noticed that before, but it was very noticeable this time. Especially when you walk out and it gets all quiet all of a sudden. Huh. Okay, so next I'm gonna try outer room. I need to be thinking about what else still water could mean, in case that's important. It's not just the watering can. I have no idea what else it could mean. Like, it's the only water related item, right? Yeah, I can't think of what else this could mean. other than there being some blank book somewhere that I can use the watering can on. Ugh. Maybe the watering can needs to be emptied? That doesn't make any sense. No, anything that's got to have some uses left. All right, I'm going to throw it in the coat check. And then end the day in the break room, as usual. It's just too useful to have the key card. And it also keeps the scepter going, though I don't think I care as much. And if anything, would maybe want to change the color to something else at this point. But it's fine. It doesn't seem to have that big of an influence. All right, I need, if I want to double check as an outer room, like maybe that's important. Then I need the blessing of the monk. None of these are the blessing of the monk. Well, I don't want to lose the key card. It's going to make this a little more annoying. I'd lose both the key card and potentially the scepter if I'm not careful. I can't just spam days, but the break room is very common, so not that big of an issue. Let's see here. We have it's -6 is 4, and then this just cancels out. 18 4. Oh, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one. I don't remember what the answer was though. 60, then 3. Then this is... Wait a minute. Oh no, hold on. I forgot to do this. Right, okay. I remember I got to 10. And then I just kind of mentally checkpointed that at 10. And then I did this last ring, which was 31 minus 20 is... 11. Minus 2 is 9. And then I got 19. Okay. All right. Anyway. Oh, there's a battery. I was trying to look for the second item. I should just grab it. Why not? I mean, I could just go through the day enough to get some redraws and then do the outer room. There aren't very many outer rooms, so you only really need probably a few redraws. Well, it's too late to do that strategy, so I guess we're gonna go until I get the break room. I don't have anything else to work towards, so oh, an easy one. White box is empty. Blue box is false. The empty boxes both have false statements. Well, this was true, and both of these would be false, but that can't be the case. So, okay, hold on. If the empty boxes both have false statements is false, maybe the other... Okay, no, hold on. This one also mentions the gem location, so hold on. Let me think for a moment. Restart here. Blue box is false. Let's just say that's true, which means that this one's false, which means that the gems are in the white box. We have true and false. This one doesn't really matter. Both empty boxes have false statements. We just have to make sure that that's okay. Right, because if I make this one false, then that doesn't work, because then both false boxes are empty, and that can't be true with that. It doesn't work. So we say this one's true, that the empty boxes both have false, but that doesn't work either. Yeah, I don't think that works. Okay, so if we say that this is false and the blue box is true, these have to be different, don't they? Right? This makes the white box empty. That's true. And that's false. White box is empty, and then the empty boxes both have false statements. Well, okay, hold on. I don't know. This one's breaking my brain a little. Felt like I had it, but now I'm losing it. Okay. Let me try this again. Let's just put the gems here because the gems are often in the blue box, it feels like. White box is empty is true. Blue box is false. The empty boxes both have false statements. Now, see, this doesn't work. If we say this is false, but now both empty boxes are false, which makes this statement true. If we say this is true, that doesn't work because now we have both. Yeah, that doesn't work. It's both empty boxes are not false. Okay, so gems are not in the blue box or the white box. White box is empty is false. Blue box is false is true. Both the empty boxes both have false statements. I think there's a bit of an issue if the black box is not the empty one, or there's an issue if the black box is an empty one. I think the gems have to be in the black box. Does this work? White box is empty is true. The blue box is false. Is false. The empty boxes both have false statements. Is false, and then that works. Oh, and there's the break room. It's just a parlor and break room today. I refuse to skip the puzzles if I don't have a good reason to. We have 0, 0, 6. 13 divided by 3 is a little more than 4, but then I think it rounds just to 4, and then 4 divided by 3, I think that rounds what, to 1? I think we're just rounding to 1. Okay. Maybe I just Banner of the King to be sure. I'll be able to get 7 days of it. It's okay if I end up wasting 1 day. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay, dude. These are not the blue rooms I want. Maybe I should just try and get 1 redraw at least before coming over here. Yeah, this is a little bit a more painful strategy when I have items that I want to preserve. Suppose I don't have to preserve them. Okay, but the break room is very common, so it ends up not really being an issue. More math though. All right. We have 3, 9, 6. No. 3, 9 times. Jesus, I did subtraction again. 18. We have 20, 80. Right? Multiplication. 80 squared is 640. And then we go to 46. And then subtract 41, which puts us at 5 times 2. Oh, geez. Okay, what did I do? Oh, 1, because I forgot to do the center. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like there should be maybe some special way to influence the outer room specifically for situations like this. Once you get to this point in the game where you can't really work on multiple things at once, the randomness really gets... I forgot to Banner of the King. The randomness gets in the way a little bit more. Should just still do this. Oh, on the bright side, my mental math is getting a boost, I guess. At some point, I'm gonna end up just memorizing some of these. If I feel like lots of repeats. We have 20. We have one. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that one. 1, 4, 16. 11. Oh, whoops. No, hold on. It's 1/2. 2, 4. Negative 1. Wait. Okay, hold on. 1/2. 2, 4. -1. Oh, but okay, yeah. But then we're at -3 squared. Yeah. Okay. Takes care of them. Takes care of the negative. There we go. Really shouldn't be taking that long to get this. I need the equivalent of a coat check for outer rooms or for blessings or something. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it doesn't help that I really didn't give myself any opportunities. Like there are upgrades that make reroll dice easier to get, and I never really chose those. Thinking like I think the boudoir has one, which is the gem one. I mean, it's actually not bad in combination with the study, of course. So yeah, oh, maybe that's what I should do is just get a few gems in the study. No guarantee I get the study early on, though. Okay, let's do this again. 64, 44, 4. Ah. 71. Okay, I'm pulling out my calculator for this one. 71 times 4 is 284. We round this to... Oh, I guess I could just kind of shortcut it with the rounding, huh? That rounds to 300. But then we have 300 squared. So we're at 90,000. We take that, we divide it by 10, divide that by 9, divide that by 10 again. Now we're at 100. And then we subtract 81, get 19. That one's doable in your head, I guess. There's a lot of kind of shortcuts in there. Oops. Yeah, I think those billiard puzzle, dartboard puzzles, I think they were designed specifically. There's always a way to kind of do them in your head without doing anything too crazy. By just noticing patterns and places where you can kind of shortcut things that would otherwise be complicated. Like in that one, you get up to 90,000, but then I think you divide by the 9 to get an even number that can then be divided by 100. So I can't believe I forgot it again. That's what happens when I sidetracked talking. Man, this is kind of crazy. Well, then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna like try and get rerolls next time, and then I'm gonna end up not needing the rerolls, and it would just end up being a waste of time. I didn't even do that yet. Jeez. Ah, kind of a waste of time. Yeah, I got stuck on too much stuff early on, so I ended up in this situation where I have only a single thread going on, it feels like. And this game benefits from having multiple threads at once. Okay. Should go back down. Oh yeah, see, here's kind of an example. We go to 10, and then we multiply by 15 for 150. That rounds, I think, up to 200. Then we divide by 100 for 2. Wow. Okay, we have what here? 15, 15 is 30, then 3, then 9, then 10, and then 1, and then 5, 18, 28, 30, then 3, and then 9, and then 20. No, oh, wait, and then 20, and then 2, and then 4. Forgot to do the last step. I'm just going to commit to keep doing it this way. Not worry about trying to get redraws. It would be a better option if I still had my starting gems. There we go. And was it 77? It was indeed 77. Okay, so to set this up, I require the secret passage today. And if that doesn't pan out, maybe I'll do the bookshop next. But try secret passage. I don't think I need to grab this today. Oh, but I have blue rooms being very common. That is going to make this more difficult. I think I waste some days. I think it's not worth trying to get the secret passage today. 10 times 2? Oh, wait, 1/2 of... Where did I get... Huh? What did I do to get that? Okay, I might have applied this half to the 20 for some reason. I think I've done something similar before. Anyway. Well, it's just the 1/2 of this times 2, so we're back to 3. We have 10 times 30, or no, it's 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, right? But then it's gonna, the number's gonna start with a 1, and so when we flip it, it's just gonna end up back at a 1. We add 3. See, that's the kind of shortcut that they expect you to be able to take on those. A little bit of reasoning rather than math the whole time. Okay, so I have everything pretty much set up. Before I do that, what do I want as the outer room? I don't think it matters. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Don't think anything in particular is going to help. Okay, but I need hallways today. Hallways do cost a lot of gems, though, and I don't start with any gems. And I think the secret passage is 1 gem. Just confirm. Yeah. A tool shed or trading post? I'll go to tool shed. We saw this exact combination of items earlier. Locked trunk that I cannot open. Observatory that I cannot use. I was just thinking, the just kind of a weird inconsistency with this game, I think. So, okay, the bunk room says if you have exactly 2 hallways. I interpreted that as the hallway type. Okay, but then you have... Right, but it refers to, I think, specifically the hallway room. And only that hallway room. What am I looking for? Okay, but then you have this. When adjoined to a bedroom. And I recall specifically that this works on the bedroom type. Any bedroom type, including the aquarium. I remember activating on the aquarium specifically. But you also have a room called a bedroom. So you have one instance where this is referring to the type of room, and a separate instance where it's referring to a specific room. And to make things even weirder, the other one says bedroom, which matches the room name exactly. This says hallways. Since it's two, it makes sense. But it says hallways, which is actually matches this and does not match exactly the name of the room. I think they need a different way to distinguish these rooms whose names match the category. Well, tunnel is fun. That might be a good way to get what I want. Maybe, because I can just keep tunneling. It just kind of guarantees that you keep going, and I don't have to deal with other situations. Although doing this on the edge, where I'm just going to get a bunch of West Wing halls, is maybe not so good. Go ahead and grab corridor because I already have a north door over here. Well, there's a secret passage, but I don't have a gem yet. Okay, and I realized I was beeping not because of the trunk. Are we still beeping? Yep. Okay, another random coin. Ooh, I just realized I'm gonna have to end the day in a room that's not the break room. So it was kind of a waste to spend all that effort to preserve my items. Oh well. Maybe I should just take the tunnel to get it out of the pool. All right, give me something that gives me gems. That'll do. The white box is true and does not contain gems. Be careful with the and. A box that displays the word gems is empty. A box that displays the word true is false. These ones are a little bit tricky potentially. Be careful. We have to pay careful attention to the wording and the logic that it implies. Okay. I mean, I guess we could just start with no, okay. This one mentions gems, and so does this one. Okay, where do I start with this? All right, let's just go one by one. I don't see any other obviously clear way to start. A box that displays the word true is false. A box that displays the word gems is empty. This is now true because we have actually two boxes that display the word gems that are both empty. A box that displays the word true is false. Okay. The white box is true and does not contain the gems. That is true, which means that this has to be false. A box that displays the word true is false. That is now true, so this does not work. A box that... Okay, wait, we can just look at the blue box in isolation then, of course, right? A box that displays the word true is false. So this can't be true. Oh, no, sorry. Hold on. Let me just double check I did this right. A box that displays the word true is false. This displays the word true. Okay, but this one has to be false because both of these are true. Yeah, okay. I think we're still fine, but I think I can't really look at this one in isolation because this one also has the word true on it. But let's try here. The box that displays the word gems is empty. That is actually true, and maybe that's always true. This might always be true because we have two boxes that display the word gems, so one of them is guaranteed to be empty. So the gems can be here or here, and this statement is still true. Okay, yeah, that one's locked in. The white box is true and does not contain the gems. That statement as a whole is false in this scenario. A box that displays the word true is false. That becomes true, and that works. That's fine. Okay. So, I mean, what happens if I put the gems here instead? The white box is true and does not contain the gems. That becomes true. So we would have to make this one false, that a box that displays the word true is false. Wait, does that work as well? Okay, hold on. The white box is true and does not contain the gems is true in this case. Both of those are true. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so this one has to be false. Oops. A box that displays the word true is false. Oh, right, all right. This one actually can't be false. Hold on. It can't be false in this case because this one is true. Okay. Yeah. I think we're good. This is the one. Okay, back to what I was doing. Looking for the secret passage. That was easy. Okay. I think we just end the day here. We lose the scepter and the key card. Bummer. That's how it goes. I shouldn't need them for what I'm attempting. Let me think. I can't. Okay, yeah, I gotta be careful. I can't go to the outer room just yet. I've made that mistake too many times. We're just gonna play it safe. Even though I could get that gem. I'm gonna grab the coat check. Go ahead, grab this. And what am I doing? I need just one gem now. Do I want a Banner of the King? Anything in particular? I don't think I need to. Then we'll do it. Okay. Does this being as an outer room change anything? I'm gonna guess not. Wait a minute. Uh, secret passage. It literally did change it. What? Okay, that's got to be what's going on here, but okay, but now what? I thought the watering can, since that's the only thing I could think of for still water, but what else would this be referring to? Maybe I do need to refill it with the kitchen first? Maybe the water that's in it by default is not considered still water? The well is literally still water. I guess let's try it. How do I want to do this? I need to build up some gems. Grab storeroom. I have the watering can, yeah, but didn't seem to let me do anything. I'll go try again regardless of what happens here, in case I somehow didn't interact with it correctly. Kitchen is 1 gem, right? Yeah, we'll use Banner of the King, but maybe not just yet. Get a few more gems built up. Ooh. Okay, yeah, we'll try commissary. Good chance of more gems here. Bummer. Worth my last gem. For a chance at even more gems. Okay, well. Be out of luck here. Oh, is it still beeping? What am I gonna do? Air room. I beeped twice in a weird way. Okay, I don't think there's a second item. Parlor. Gotta take it. The gems are in a box with 2 statements. That is true. That's a very weird way to do this. I'm surprised they'd phrase it like this and not like the statement above or the other statement is true. Are we just supposed to assume that that refers to the first statement? Gems are in a box with 2 statements. That is true. That's kind of interesting. The gems are in the blue box. Blue box has at least 1 true statement. The white box has at least 1 true statement. Ooh, okay. We can't have all of them being true. We could have both of these true and the gems over here, which would make this one false. The gems are in blue box is false. The gems are in a box with 2 statements. Both of those are true. Both of those are false. We could have 1 true, 1 false, or anything here. It doesn't matter. The blue box has at least 1 true statement. That's true. White box has at least 1 true statement is false. I think that just works. I'm just gonna go with that. I kind of need these gems. But I might try to be more careful. I think it works. I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah. Okay. Well, the study would be great. We're just gonna do more math. I don't have key cards, so I need to keep that in mind. All right, we've got a 0 and a 0 and a 4. We have half of 19. It's just gonna end up rounding to 10 pretty much, but then we have to subtract, or no, we subtract 5. So now we're at 5. Then we go up by, that's we're like 9.5. I think we just end up rounding to 20, I think, and then we subtract another 5. I'm just kind of not being specific enough on that. Okay, hold on. So half of 19 is 9.5. That rounds to 10. Here we subtract 5 to 5. And then we go up 9.5 from 5. That puts us just under 15, right? So we actually round down to 10 and then subtract 5. Yeah. Trying to do it without actually getting the specific numbers. I have enough stuff. I guess the question is whether I need to use the watering can first. In which case I would have to find a green room. Was that like right here, I think? Oh, maybe I should take showroom. Even though it uses half of my gems. If I get an emerald bracelet. Okay, I feel like I've been getting really unlucky. Emerald bracelet not showing up. What do I want instead? Take both ornate compass and the moon pendant. There's my kitchen. It does go in an potentially unfavorable direction. Do I have water? I do have water. But I cannot refill. So I do have to send it first. I only have 1 gem redraw. I'll use my stars for this. I don't like spending my last gem on this. It is also a green room though, so let's go ahead and try this. Now the question is, can I use it once and refill, or do I have to empty it out and then refill? Let's try just one. I have enough steps that I can do things. Okay. Maybe that's good enough. I got 85 steps. Yeah, let's just go try. And then if that doesn't work, we'll try emptying it out first, then refilling. Because I still don't have any other ideas for what still water could be referring to. Well, that's another green room that I could use if I need it. I don't know then. Maybe I can refill it somewhere else? Like here, maybe? What other... Am I just forgetting something else related to water that could apply here? It's very possible that I am. Can I water flowers? No. I'm pretty sure that still water normally refers to like regular drinking water, right? Usually, unless it has multiple meanings. Okay, I should try empty watering can. I should try refilling the watering can maybe somewhere else. Like we could try the fountain outside. We could try the reservoir, but that seems arbitrary. There could be something else I need to do with the pump room first. Okay, I somehow need to get more green rooms. I already used Banner of the King, though. If I can get a locked door on the edge, that would help. Oh, I should have rotated that. No way to like see how much capacity is left on it. Should be 2 though. Oh, this helps. Unless I need this in my possession and to have it be blue rooms. It's got to be blue, that whatever that book is going to be. It doesn't make sense for it to be black. I mean, it could, I suppose. But water is usually depicted with a blue tint. There's nothing that suggests the scepter is involved in this, so I'm going to assume that it's not for now. Most green rooms gonna show up on edges. Hope that'll do. Okay. Oh, I should have checked. I think that was the last use of it. My last key. Did I try for a green room? I should. Just to be sure. I used it 1, 2, 3 times though, so I don't know, I just don't trust myself to have kept track of it. This is kind of the best spot to check for another green room though. I use 1 gem. Okay, yeah, no more watering can. Okay. That's fine. Let's try go to the foundation. Okay, well, I bumped the mute button there. All right, let's not take archives. Thank you. Gem, sure. Ballroom would prefer not, even though I'm using all of my gems. I don't have a key. Gallery will do it. Okay. And actually, this is good. We can try my other ideas on the way. Check the reservoir. I really doubt it works. Can I refill here? No. Okay. Can I do anything when it's empty, which makes no sense? Can I do anything with these? Hmm. Go refill it in the kitchen again now that it's empty, and maybe that makes a difference. It's all the way over there. Okay. Oh, but we have a lot of steps. My apples are buffed, aren't they? All the way. Okay, did a full refill from the kitchen? Feels a little silly if that's what I have to do, to be honest. I'm not very confident this will change anything. It does not. Wait for a second. No. What the heck else could it be referring to? Hold on. Not crazy that. Okay, hold on. If I just look up still water just to make sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. Drinking water, tap water, not carbonated, bubbly, etc. Of course, it can also be literally still, as in not moving. But well, okay, Stillwater. Oh, there's also a movie called Stillwater. All right. Well, that doesn't really help. Okay, so what am I missing? There's something I've forgotten about, or uh, that I'm just misinterpreting still. Oh, man, none of the other items seem like they could be related. Unless the scepter is important. Do I have the word water anywhere in my notes that's interesting? Lost room beyond the dark waters. There's a reservoir in the kitchen. The children of Blackwater. Is that what Dark Waters refers to from Elzara as the Black Water, the children of Blackwater? There is also the Erodrian word loon for water. Rain. Oh yeah, I had the idea somewhere that the waterfall could be affected by the reservoir, but I don't think so. I'm not sure how that would work. Uh, what else? Not much else. I don't really have anything for loon. And I don't think it makes any sense here. Is this not the final message here? Is there some other thing I can get out of this? It doesn't look like it. I mean, this is too perfect for this not to be what the message is. What am I missing still? Oh. I'm not really sure what to do now. I can't interact with it. Surely pulling one of the other books is not part of this. I have to do something to this book to make it a blue book, I assume. Something that involves still water. I can't take the book to any water, and bringing the water to the book doesn't seem to do anything. I don't suppose any blue memos that seemed confusing or irrelevant before are now relevant. There's no way. We're kind of way off the beaten path that Herbert gave us, because he supposedly never solved this. So there's no way any of these clues could be related to it, right? What did Arve hide way long ago that they never found? There's still the license plate thing. That never really seemed to work anywhere or be relevant to anything. Still doesn't. Swimbird? That's kind of related to water, but... yeah, not in any obvious way for this. All right, well, I'm stumped again. It's interesting how encountering this, it's like, I don't know what to do, but then I was able to figure it out. But then we have this where it's like, oh, I think I know what to do, but then it doesn't work. Yeah. Dang it. It's gotta be something stupid that I'm overlooking again, I'm sure. I mean, the scepter could be important, but it doesn't seem right. There's nothing connecting into it other than, I guess, the potential for the color. You know, this is also phrased in a way that it could potentially apply to multiple books. This could... Maybe it does still refer to the library? Maybe there's more info on the blank library books to be found. I suppose I could go try. I mean, I already did kind of try. But not with a kitchen-filled watering can. There's no way that's important. It doesn't make any sense. Alright. Try and get the Nook. That's gonna be a problem. Yeah, I could just key 8, I suppose. Oh no, I already took the Nook. Dang. I mean, library's still possible, of course. I think, do I get another allowance token if I solve this? I forget. I don't remember how many times I've done this. Monkey, lion, swan? That is monkey, right? Then elephant, I can't really tell what that is from there. Too small. But it looked like... Thank you. What are you? Penguin? Is that what that is? I think so. Suppose I could read this again. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. Then this one... That's the bear. Wow, okay, yeah, you can just kind of farm allowance tokens there. Shoot. Well. Let's see, are there any unlocked doors over here? How am I gonna do this? Ready to use my redraws? Oh. This works. Okay, well, good on keys. I can use the watering can again. Interesting it didn't pop up. What's up with that? Oh, there it is. Did I use it? Aw. Observatory. Oh, give me the library. What's the rarity on the library? Might be rare or uncommon. How many gems do I want to spend on this? I should save some gems. Oh, it's rare. I think I may have made it rare deliberately because it avoids polluting the pool in general, but I can still guarantee it through the Nook. I could use this for a gem. Hopefully that's okay. Always go refill it. Let's start north. Well, Solarium is tempting now that I know it's rare. Let's go ahead and do that, even though we lose out on next square. I don't think the library costs a gem, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep drafting. Wow, what is with these rooms? I haven't taken the library today, have I? No, just making sure. I suppose Chamber of Mirrors wouldn't have been a bad one. I can get the Nook again. A bit late for that, I think, though. Yeah, this is just a waste. I gotta stop. Cut my losses here. We'll just draft regularly for the rest. Hey, the library. Even though these are blank, the idea of tinting them doesn't really make sense like it does with the one in the secret passage. Okay, and nothing still happens, so probably not. Okay, yeah, this is another one that I'm gonna need either some time or another hint on. We'll see what comes first. Oh, perfect time for a freezer. Not that I have many gems for it to be that great. Okay. Yeah, for these sorts of situations, it's usually that I'm just missing something that I really shouldn't be missing at this point. It feels like I'm going to feel silly when I find out what it is. That's all right. At least the cipher was fun to figure out. Kind of surprised about that because I don't have much experience with ciphers. I think the fact that it was related to in-game stuff helped. Do something. Maybe I need to do something to make this be a blue book here when I draft it. Like maybe I don't turn this blue here, but I do something somewhere else that makes it blue the next time it's drafted here. Like maybe this book appears somewhere else. Maybe even in the regular version of this room. And I need to interact with it there. I don't know where else it would be if something like that's the case. Let me go ahead, grab a screenshot of this whole thing to see if there's a difference on the regular one. Although, how do I want to do this? I guess I can just go back and look at the recording to compare. To see if there's like any other book that's different. And there's nothing on the ground except for these two here. So I can go back and watch the recording. And hopefully that's good enough to find out if there's another thing that's different about the room. Unless it's like tucked away on the side or something. And I just didn't see it. And I'm doing it that way because I'd like to just end the day here so I can do this again on the next day. And I don't have to redo things. Although I still have the monk, so I could if I wanted to. Alright, we're gonna end here for now. Let's see if I can figure out what I need to do next. Before next time. Probably either try to figure it out or just spoil myself. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'm a little more open to spoilers, or at the very least hints at this point. I think we're just getting close to the end. And I don't have as much patience as I did toward the start.